Little while since we've checked in on this project. We had disassembled everything, and there were a few things that we were waiting on in order to be able to get this finished up. So one of the first things was a STUMAC order for a new soldering iron because my soldering iron crapped out. I also ordered some solder wick, a solder sucker, a couple of extra tips and stuff like that so that I can remove all of the solder off of the rectifier with a circuit board once I remove the rectifier. So obviously the other thing that we needed was a new rectifier. So I ordered from Mouser Electronics, and along with a rectifier I also got some flux off. This is a flux remover because there's a bunch of garbage all over the circuit board that I want to get rid of, especially around those tube sockets. There's just a lot of extra stuff. And this is the rectifier, and I opened it earlier, and much to my surprise, if I pry this open, much to my surprise, they actually gave me 2 rectifier chips. That was very cool of them. I don't know if that's because the quality control around these parts is so-so and they're expecting that one's going to fail. So it's like a 50-50 chance that they're going to work, but I'm really impressed with the packaging. You know, they put it in a nice box and had a tension. You know, this is a static impacted part, so don't touch it unless you're at a static-free workstation. And then that was inside a static-free bag. So yeah, very nice. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start with what we had called the motherboard. You know, I guess I'll probably start with the bias adjustment board, and then I can just rebolt that because that was the last thing that come out of the chassis, and there's not really a whole lot going on. I know that these little bias trim pots are working because they are cutting voltage a little bit. Not nearly enough, but I mean all the solder connections on that are pretty much good to go. There's not really anything that needs to be touched up, so I'll reinstall that. Then I'll work on the motherboard. I'll work on the flux, cleaning that up. Also adjusting those solder connections that were kind of cold soldered or weren't very good connections. I'll rewire the rectifier chip. And then we'll reinstall that, and then we'll start to work on the next board and the next board and make sure that those are cleaned up. And then, of course, we can't forget the reverb board as well. Then last thing, we'll just throw some new tubes in there. I've got a Electro-Harmonics set of EL34s, and then we'll fire that puppy up and see what we get for voltage. So next video will be cleaning up the solder and soldering that component over there.